Canada and Australia say they're going to work together on critical minerals. The Prime Minister, Mr. Carney, wants to strengthen ties with so-called middle power countries. He has said that global powers such as the US, well, you didn't name them, but he said global powers have resorted to new tactics of bullying smaller trading partners. Let's get more from Heather Exner-Pirot, Senior Fellow and Director of Energy, Natural Resources and Environment at the Macdonald-Laurier Institute. Heather, great to see you. So tell us about this new report. You were working with Australians here under the auspices of a thing called the Perth US-Asia Centre, and you came out with a report on the potential for Canada and Australia to work together.
Yeah, well, it's obviously an idea that makes intuitive sense. Both Australia and Canada are fairly small middle powers, but we both are resource superpowers. And so the idea is, are there ways that we could work together and coordinate to enhance our market power and even balancing power in certain commodities? And the idea behind that would be to kind of leverage our resources to constrain manipulation, pricing interventions, those kinds of things by the bigger guys or the bullies, as Carney referred to them. And just kind of resist that volatility or that interference in the market.
It's interesting. The report indicates some important commodities. When you combine Canada and Australia, we're number one in gold. Never knew that. Iron, I guess we knew that. Potash, lithium, even though Canada has virtually no lithium production, and canola. So Canada, I mean, these are, to use the cliche, resource superpowers when you put them together anyway.
Yeah, we did look at, a series, I would say the 2025 most important commodities by value, by geopolitics. And usually, one of us is a top 5 producer. Maybe the other one is, somewhere close by. But when you combine our ranks, we're usually a number 2, number 3, number 1 producer in the ones you mentioned. And so the idea is, instead of, for example, in canola, where China can play Canada off or try to play Australia off each other, if we combined our power, market power, it would be much harder for China to play off us. In fact, we could be, the ones controlling the canola market and making sure there isn't redundancy for others. And then you start to wonder, what are other commodities in which coordination makes sense? And one different thing of Canada and Australia is, we have private sector players that are active in this. Most other countries do this with state-owned enterprises. And so we don't want to manipulate our free market. We want to leverage that expertise. So not to interfere with normal market functionings, but to constrain the ability of other people to interfere in normal market functionings.
I do like the last paragraph of this report quotes the Australian Strategic Policy Institute saying, we don't need more memorandums of understanding. We need an operational alliance. I mean, there's been so much talk about this, hasn't there, in recent years, about asserting our security of supply and our market, our power as producers of these minerals. It seems like there's endless reports and alliances and politicians shaking hands.
Well, I have to say, as it just came back from PDAC, as many of your viewers would have, there were some significant announcements. There is some work being done. Obviously, the Americans also have their initiative with Project Vault. The G7 is finally taking this seriously. I do think we're at a moment in geopolitics where, obviously, Carney is being a bit more ambitious than Canada would normally have been. If we are going to do anything smart and strategic, this would be the time. And so just trying to create some buzz and some ideas of what that might look like concretely. What actual mechanisms would we be willing to use and could we use that would advance our interests?
Now, you say that, or the report says you're not envisaging Canada and Australia setting up a mini OPEC to restrict supplies of these minerals, but I don't know. We're not Boy Scouts either nation. I mean, we'd be quite happy to jack the price up if we could.
Well, and that's, that the intuition is, why don't we do an OPEC of critical minerals? Why is it always everyone else that is smart and savvy and uses their resources as leverage? Why don't we start doing that? And we would, but I have to say, Andy, I do think we are the good guys. And again, the case here would be to prevent that volatility. But in fact, when you're a reliable producer, it's actually good to be seen as the good guy. That is growing us markets. Yeah. It is making us more attractive to people. And so just to reassure those customers that we won't be the ones manipulating. In fact, if you go along with us, we're going to make sure that market is stable, lacks volatility, and we're going to build redundancy of the system by making sure that we coordinate with each other.
Thank you very much, Heather. Always great talking to you. Heather Exner-Pirot, Senior Fellow and Director of Energy, Natural Resources and Environment at the Macdonald-Laurier Institute.